Welcome back, Embers, or if you're new here, welcome to the Campfire Crew. My name is Stone, my pronouns are they, them, and today the sun is setting, so we're going to try and hurry. No, today we're doing Project 10 Uses. This is the update for August, and I didn't use a lot of makeup, so let's just go over this quickly because, again, the sun is setting. Though, first, a second for my makeup. I think it's so pretty. I will talk about it more next month, but I got some new products in September. Yeah. And some old products on my eyes. I think I just look so stupendous. I'm doing the darker top lip and then the blend in that is really popular amongst Black women, and it's so freaking pretty. I've always thought it was so pretty. It's like a lot of Black women naturally have that, and some of them draw it in their makeup, and it's just so stunning. I'm obsessed with it, especially in this dark fall color. I'm really excited about it. I think my makeup's so freaking cute today. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so for blushes, I have 5 blushes. Only one of them has been completed so far, but last month we talked about the blush that I broke, the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Joy, which I had 2 more uses on, which I got in August, but I already told you last month that I had gotten those uses because, spoilers, is there anything else I used? Yes, I have all my products over there. I don't even need to ask. Of my 5 products, 1 was finished, 1 got finished this month, but I told you about it last month. So there's 3 other blushes, and in the month of August I used, again, 2 of them, the blush we talked about last month that I actually used up this month, and for one time I used the shade Dawn, this orange blush in the Cloud Paint. We're starting to get somewhere with it. It's about here now. Not that that's very far, and once we get to the bottom, it will take forever because these squeezy tubes always take forever. Not that this is a usage, like a use-up project, but it's still nice to know I'm getting some use on it. I do love this blush. I used it 1 time for a total of, let me check, I think that's, yes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, for a total of 7 uses. So I need 3 more uses this year. That's going to be super easy. This month, next month, I'm definitely going to get 3 uses. I want to use it a couple times this month and probably like 5 times next month, so I can blow this out of the water, especially for Halloween in September. This is going to be a perfect blush. It's also really pretty in the summer. This is just a great blush for a long portion of the year. So again, I've always said that I'm going to get this out no problem. Love this thing. Then let's talk about lip products. So like last month where I also said I didn't do very well in this project, I didn't do very well in the amount of things I use, but I still managed to roll products out. So I have, in this project as of August, I have 4 lip products. 2 of them have already been rolled out, and so I had 2 lip products still in this project. I did spoil that I brought in lip products, but that's for next month. So the 2 lip products that I have still in this project, I only used 1, and that is the shade Fire in my Tower 28 gloss. We all know if you've been here before, we know that I don't love this gloss, but I've been liking it more since I've just accepted that it's going to get weird and dirty and funky because I'm going to put it over things. I almost put it over this lip combo today, but I just thought it gave such a 90s glam look that I wasn't going to, but I would do this lip combo again. I probably will do this lip combo again, but add the Tower 28. But we are now at exactly 10 uses on this for this year, and a total of 22 uses, which is also the number of dollars I spent on this. I'm Canadian, so things are a little more expensive here with the, US to Canadian dollar, but this was exactly $22, which means that now at 22 uses, we're at $1 per use. I want to use it up before it goes bad. I'm gonna have to do that next year because I didn't know Tower 28 was a clean brand. We'll one day talk about my thoughts about clean brands, but I like preservatives in my things. Not that clean brands necessarily don't have preservatives. Again, we'll talk about it later when I have more time, but I did use this 10 times. This is rolling out, which means I technically have one more thing in this project, except for the fact I bought some new lip products again. That doesn't count for this month. That's a next month thing, but we're doing really well on the things I had when I started the year, so don't mind that. Next up, we have my eyeliners, and I only used one eyeliner in the month of August out of the 3 I own, and that is this NYX Epic Wear eyeliner in the shade Cosmic Yellow. I only used it once for a total of 9 uses, so I need to use this one more time. That should be very easy. It's the best time to wear yellows. I love yellows in September. So once the weather gets cool, this is going to be an absolutely perfect thing to wear. And then this month and next month, I want to wear the bright green shade, Electric Slide. And then once we get past that, I'll use the darker green color. So that's all good. I'm not worried about that. Then what do we have? Highlighters. I also only used one highlighter for one use, which is my Lumiere highlighter. And I have a total of 8 uses, so I need 2 more. This is my yellow highlighter. I think it's really pretty. Love this thing. Definitely going to get used in September. Probably going to get used up in September, but we'll probably also wear it in October. And that's it for my individual products. Next, we're going to talk about palettes, which is very exciting, and I'll be back with that in a second. Bye, guys. Okay, I am back. We're going to finish this up really quickly. I'm talking very fast for me. So I have 7 palettes in my collection, and of those 7 palettes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 palettes have already been finished, meaning there's 2 palettes left in this project, except for the fact that now we have 8 palettes in the collection because I recluttered this Complex Cultures Fresh Start eyeshadow quad. I had this in the beginning of the year. I decluttered it in April, but I recluttered it because this month I talked about this last month where I actually have so much eyeshadow on my hands. I did a swatching experiment where I tried to duplicate a palette, except I mixed a bunch of colors instead of just finding the closest thing in my collection, because I love mixing colors. It's one of my favorite things. When I used to paint a lot, I did it all the time. I had just primary colors and some dark shades and light shades, a black and a white, and I just kind of mix in yellows and different tones to make the exact shades I wanted. So that's how I did it, and we're gonna finish this up really quickly. To mimic this really pretty silver shade, I used a black and then I used this sparse silver on top of it, and it was so pretty that I just had to reclutter this palette. And in the month of August, this recluttered palette got a total of 2 uses. 1 use in this silver and then 1 use in this shade here. Yeah, so this is recluttered now. I would declutter this shade and even probably this shade. I like this shade well enough, but I think since it's such a small palette, I won't bother depotting it unless I'm depotting other things. And that's a lot of effort and I don't have time. But yeah, I used it 2 times for a total of only 4 uses. However, for something I had decluttered for a few months, I think that's pretty okay. And I think that given that there's this shade in the palette, which is a pretty good blending shade for me, I in fact used it today, not that, again, that counts. No, that's part of my skin, okay. I thought I had my lipstick down here, but that's just acne, which, oh my God, my acne is so... It's not the worst. I know people with worse acne, but for me, it's pretty bad because I started birth control again. And apparently the first 3 months you start it, and then a few months after you stop it, it really gives you acne. And I'm a month and a half on it. So yeah, I have a little bit of breakouts. Every time I see one, I'm like, did my lipstick get everywhere? No. Finish this up really quickly. Anyway. This shade is good for blending out. It's pretty close to my skin color, especially in the winter, though I'm not that much darker in the summer, let's be honest. yeah, so I use it to blend out. So that should be no problem to get uses here. And then the silver, since we're getting into winter, is so pretty. I tested it recently this month with a couple of, like, did swatches, which I don't count swatches. I only count it if I put it on my eyes, but I did some swatches with some different base colors to see how they come out. They're very pretty, so I don't just have to use it with a black to make that like really dark blackened base silver. So yeah, I think I can get some use on this. Happy that I found a way to use the silver because it's really pretty over things. Then let's talk about the things that were actually in my collection. First, let's talk about the I Heart Revolution Big Cheese palette. This is what this looks like right now. If you've watched this project for a long time, you might be able to tell that there's a shade missing in this. I decided that the green shade in this looked on my lids exactly like the shade Nori in one of my palettes I finished many months ago in this project, my Indigo Ink palette that I finished in also April. And I like the quality of the Menagerie palettes better. So now I just have 3 shades in this, 2 pinks and a yellow. I would love to depot this sometime if I get the stuff to do that, which is if I got some magnets and some stickers so I could take them off and put them in this magnetic palette that DW gave me along with this highlighter. Yeah, I would love to do that, but for now it's all in there. Anyway, not really the point. Really quickly, I used this a total of 2 times in August for a total of 5, 6, 7, 8 uses. So I have 2 more uses of this. Again, it has this yellow in here. I don't think the pinks are going to be used as much in August or September, but yellow I love in September. I've said that before, I'll say it again. So I can definitely get my usage of that in September. And then last but not least, most excitingly, we have a rollout, which is the Sephora Wishing You palette. And now I have a total of 11 uses on this palette, which is awesome. I used the light green shimmer and this shade a couple of times, and I'm really happy that I have at least my 10 uses. I have 11, but yeah, I'm really happy with the uses on this year. Happy to have it out, which means we're going from 2 palettes left to 2 palettes left, but it's a different 2 palettes because I recluttered this one. But this one's very close to being done, and this one I can finish up. So palettes are going really well. I think everything's still going well. I don't think I'm behind enough from this month to, you know, be behind. How do I say this? I think I've been ahead enough before the last couple of months where this very small amount of progress that I'm making over the last 2 months is not putting me to a place where I'm worried about finishing this project. There's that one blush that I am worried about, but other than that, and I think I can just push that through, wear it on warm days, I think I'll be fine. I just need to push with that one thing, and I think everything else is pretty on track to being finished still, which is very exciting. So we'll see you for the next update. Thank you for being here. I rolled out two things this month. For a slow month, that's pretty good, and I'm very excited. And I'll see you next time to introduce the new things I bought, because they need to be introduced into this project. I told myself at the intro of this that if I bought something this year, it would have to get to 10 uses this year, and I mean it. So we're going to be introducing some new things. Anyway, let me know how you guys are doing on your projects. Are you doing a project 10 uses? What are your plans for next year? Because we're getting to that time where we start thinking about next year. I have a couple of things in the works. If you see me commenting around on different videos, I kind of spoil some of them in comments of some of my friends. So, you know, if you see my comments in the wild, you might be able to see some spoilers for this. Love you guys so much. Have a good day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.